Welcome to Jump Shots from the Goal Line. I'm your host, Jonathan Dugan, joined as always by my duo of misfits, John Henningsen and Benny Diamond Hands Crownover. Boys, it was an action-packed weekend in sports. We had World Series action. We had college basketball is finally back, college football, NFL. I think wasn't today. We were recording on a Monday. I think today might have been the first day in a while that we had like the four major sports all happening at the same time. So baseball, basketball, hockey, and which one am I missing? Football. Duh. All of them happening at once. So it's action packed. Lots of stuff happening. How was your weekends, boys?
I mean, I can get into it later, but the revenge tour against Big Pod's been good.
Yeah, you're welcome for that.
That defines my weekends more than anything else. And I had my kids, so it was mostly phone watching of games. But yeah, it was good.
Okay, cool. Got a little Disney action in between, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Henny, did you you hit the links this weekend?
Got back out there, made sure to swing a little bit. So good to be back out with the boys and just play it all again. Some of the worst greens I've ever played on in my entire life. But
Are they
that's
reseeding right now or what?
I have no idea what they were doing. I really can't even explain to you what I played on Saturday. Like everything was pretty nice for the most part, but the greens were just grown out so long that your ball's just does what it wants. Yeah, just does what it wants. Just starts to. It looks like how they film the fake version of the groundhog going through the grass and Caddyshack. Your ball's
like
kind of
Space
doing
Jam.
those like uncomfortable behaviors. So that wasn't great, but it was still fun to be out there and just hit some balls. And then, hey man, Cats win. Chargers win. Diamondbacks, scratching and clawing. They're down 2-1. Obviously, a big loss tonight, but they're tough, and I'm just not giving up on those boys. Like I believe in them. And Cats basketball
looks
back.
good.
So it is. So it's all it's good, man. It's fun, and it's actually cold outside right now. I think. I mean, it's not cold, but it was 60. It's brisk out there. I could actually put this on comfortably and be all right.
Yeah, we're at that weird stage of the game where it's actually pretty cold in the morning, cold at night. I went to go get my dew. Let me get in front of the camera. And I have shorts on, and I was like, oh, wow, it's actually a little bit nipply out here. So I like it, though. This is like one of my favorite parts of the year is like when you get the briskness in the morning and at night, you deal with a little bit of heat in the day. I mean, we're talking about heat right now. What is it, like 90 degrees maybe, like 80s, like high 80s?
Desert trash. Yeah, I don't know. Everything's cold below 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what you're like? Are you like that? Have you adjusted, Ben? Are you like that now?
I've been here 7 years, so kind of.
Yeah. Welcome to it, man.
Do you miss Pittsburgh winters?
No, but mostly because it's just like the seasonal depressive crap where it's like you leave work and there's like 4 inches of snow on your car and it's just dark and you just want to go home. But that's pretty much why.
Yeah, that makes total sense. How cold is it usually right now in Pittsburgh?
40s.
Wow. Yeah, no, I don't want any part of that. I don't know about you, Henny.
No, I don't. I was like, is it still legit to rip a Mountain Dew in that weather or no?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're on the mountain, dude, you got to do it.
All right, cool. Just checking.
Yeah, no.
I love a nice cold Mountain Dew, so I just wanted to know.
Maybe not Baja Blast. That's a bit more tropical, but yeah, you could do.
That would be weird.
Code Red. This is Code Red weather.
Henny likes this time of the year because he gets to pull out the porters, though. That's pure Henny season.
I like a little darker beer, a little motor oil going down when it's nice and cool. And those ones just go sip nice and slow. It's like sipping a coffee for a while, just like a little trade-off from morning to the nightcap. It's a beautiful time of year.
I know how Henny feels about this, but Ben, I don't think I've ever asked you. Are you a pumpkin porter guy?
I will drink pumpkin. I will not drink porters. I will not drink stouts. I think they are gross. I personally, if I want coffee, I'll drink coffee. If I want something like not hoppy, I will drink like a lager or something German. I'm not going to drink, dark beer that's just like, oh, it's almost coffee. No, I don't care. It's like gross. To me, that's a nasty combo.
So you say you'll drink pumpkin, but like they don't make a pumpkin lager, right? Like, am I?
Bro, you don't know what you're missing, man. Blockhouse pumpkin ale, dude, unbelievable. Southern Tier Pumpkin, Dude,
I do
there's a
like
lot of
pumpkin. You're right.
there's some really good ones that are drinkable, that are nice. I prefer this time of year a nice Doppelbock. You know, so if, just
No
kind
It's a
of
idea
hit
what
lighter
that
on
dark
is.
beer. That's a lighter dark beer, though, right?
yeah,
Normally,
100%. Yeah, do you get
yeah,
like a Christmas ale, something like that? Like I like that. I actually have a full draught keg over there of Breckenridge Christmas ale. Don't know when I'm gonna
yeah.
drink 1.4 gallons, because you kind of have like a
I know.
weekend to do it. But maybe
Puts
after
you on the
the
clock.
maybe after the Michigan game in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
depending on it, drown my sorrows and just yeah.
Well,
He's
hey,
not
you
good.
might be in luck, man. We've kind of hit on it a little bit the last couple of weeks, but you think Harbaugh's going to last? I mean, there's rumors that they pulled his contract extension, and
You got a
I mean,
couple 3-letter acronym government bodies up there checking out stuff too. So
they got
a
the
lot of people
alphabet
didn't.
boys.
You got the alphabet boys from the government rolling through. Only group that's not up there, I think, is ATF. Got a little plug for my boys. But
Big
no,
fan, big fan.
big fan. Yeah, dude. If you like your dog getting shot, definitely want ATF on campus. But anyway, no, I mean, like I know not everybody's been paying attention to this a ton, but the Michigan stuff, while isn't it might not seem like a huge deal, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Like there's enough noise in the system that like I would expect something to happen. This is what the NCAA does. They don't do it quickly, but the Big Ten could, or the College Football Playoff Committee could, which would be absurd.
Mhm.
But ultimately, like there are groups that could act faster. I think Ohio State broke Harbaugh's brain, and
Mhm.
basically they're like, oh, I can't lose anymore. Let me get a random dude to just do the most horrible job of being discreet ever. Um, Connor Stallions, if you don't know, great name. I'll never forget it. Not because
It
It's a
of
is a
good
like
name.
great name. Yeah.
that
Yeah,
is if his name was like John Steven, something like I don't know. Like it would just be like bland white dude name.
he has a
It'd be
quarterback
gone.
name.
He's got a
Yeah.
He's like the
quarterback
best
name.
quarterback in the Big 12, or this guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
100%. But I mean, it's enough of a situation that I would expect him to not be back. Today, actually, they pulled his contract extension that they had on the table.
Mhm.
So, I mean, there will be sanctions for this. That's the thing, and it's like Harbaugh's just going to go to the NFL. That's all he's going
Has
to do.
to.
He's going to go to the NFL. He'll be perfectly fine. Michigan's going to be struggling through X amount of years of whatever stupid NCAA infraction that really prestigious alphabet group of boys wants to implement as well. But like there is an advantage to doing this, or else they wouldn't do it. And the crazy thing is, like over the last couple of weeks, more and more has come out. Um, there were only 11 of the 14 Big Ten teams that were scouted. So like whatever 3 were not, I'm kind of curious.
Everybody
Pro,
is, yeah.
Iowa, Northwestern, like who do you view as like I don't need to do that? They did scout Indiana, so like it wasn't just based off of this team's good versus this team's bad. Like maybe just whatever, but they did choose not to scout TCU. TCU was aware of their proclivities for sign stealing, and
Good
decided
word.
to. Bro, I'm gonna drop some $4 ones today. I'll tell you what. But no, like they actually kept in like fake signals and had like a signal to their offense to basically like you're paying attention to the first signal or second signal on this play. I mean, everybody reviews all 22 to try to like find out signs. But the funny thing is, yes, while a team is doing that to scout the other team, that team is also looking at their all 22 and trying to figure out what signs are compromised. So it's like it's enough of a game that like you wouldn't see Andy Reid like covering his face like if it wasn't a thing. There is a
Mhm.
benefit to it. Advanced scouting isn't like the biggest thing. It's like going and taping the signs is the big issue here. Not necessarily advanced scouting as much. Advanced scouting was outlawed literally so smaller schools who didn't have the budget wouldn't have a disadvantage going against larger schools. But it's the recording that's going to kill them. There's paper trails everywhere. I'd
Manifesto,
expect,
dude.
yeah. Okay,
600
the
page manifesto.
Michigan manifesto is a wild part of it that you just kind of gets
It's a
forgotten.
fun
But
part of
like
it for sure. Yeah,
maybe
that's the best
maybe
part, honestly.
Connor Stallions gets to assume interim head coach roles. I don't know. It's going to be very, very interesting. If he doesn't get it, I don't know where he goes from here. But I mean, Ohio State cheats a lot too. Maybe we give him to Ohio State, but overall, like there's an advantage to it, or else it wouldn't be outlawed. There's never been anything that's been caught like this. There is like a good point though.
So what's your next move though, Penn State? So you've taken out Michigan, but you still have the Ohio State problem. I mean, what's your move?
You just kind of nut tap Ryan Day as you run by him on the sideline, and just I don't know, hope you get him. Little flick as you run by on a kickoff return or something. If only he would go on the field as much as Mike Tomlin does, you could definitely get like a full arm like right in the nuts. No, I mean it's weird. It's a weird situation. Like there's tons of evidence out there. It's kind of wild, but there's a mystery school that reported it. Nobody knows who the mystery school is.
Any guesses?
I mean, it's funny. People are almost going more in depth on the conspiracies of who it could be. Obviously, like Ohio State, top of the list, but like there's a couple other things.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting. Like the whole thing is really interesting, and not because it's like the world's greatest scandal, but I don't think people like Harbaugh that much, and so it's like an easy way to. No, I know, right? But it's like an easy way to just like, all right, let's fucking destroy this guy by sending him to the NFL where he'll make more money.
That's how that's how you get punished in coaching, though.
Yeah,
it's always like, oh, you have to go make more money, get out of here. Or in sports in general, like you can own a team, be terrible, sell it for more.
Yep, like
thanks, Robert.
Cliff Kingsbury was punished. I don't know if anybody else really has been, because people figure out he was a fraud doing that. But it's
no, but we had to go to Thailand. I mean, that's not so bad. It looked like he was on a beautiful beach.
Yeah, no,
I'm saying it's not really as bad as you think. Yeah,
his girlfriend's pretty hot too, so I don't think he's having a bad time.
I don't think so.
No pressure anymore. Doesn't deal with Kyler. Like, oh, he's fine.
Yeah, he's living a good life. But I just wanted to talk about it because to me, it's like I don't expect him to be back next year. I don't know when sanctions are levied by the NCAA. I would expect it to be
never
in a year to 2 years. There is a component of the Big Ten and the College Football Playoff Committee who have more power than people think, potentially just trying to act like the heroes of the day and do something stupid that they shouldn't really do, but they do have that power. I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll absolutely be interesting.
I feel like they'll lose 3 scholarships in 2027.
Right? I don't know. It's
honestly like I don't know, Dugan. Do you really think it's going to be anything that bad? I don't know. I just have a hard time. I don't think the NCAA can do anything. I really don't know what they can do anymore.
The only thing I think could really fuck them up would be like the double jeopardy of the fact that they did just get in trouble. What was it for? Like the visit
buying a cheeseburger.
Buying a cheeseburger. Is this for the Ashley Judd movie? Double Jeopardy.
Yeah. But like
great
honestly,
film.
I mean, under Harbaugh, the last 3 years, they've gotten in trouble for quote unquote cheating a couple times now. So I mean, I know how the NCAA works, or at least I know that I don't know how they work. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of all over the place, but I could see them wanting to make an example. But it is Michigan too, so they're kind of bulletproof in that way. Like NCAA doesn't want to cut its leg off to save its life. You know what I mean?
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I mean, it could go either way, I guess. I'm interested to see what Michigan does. I'm not even worried about the NCAA at this point. Like, I don't care about the sanctions because I agree with both of you. Like, they're not going to happen. If it's like Arizona, it won't happen for 5 years anyway. We won't hear about it for fucking half a decade. And then out of nowhere, when we've all forgotten about it, like they'll be like, "Hey, guess what? Now Michigan."
Those wins you saw weren't real. Vacated wins. My favorite punishment.
Yeah. Oh, it actually has nothing to do with those kids you even watched before that, or the guys that did those sanctions. Like, it actually has nothing to do with any of that. Like, you just can't watch this on cable tonight. You're like, what?
Yeah,
your fans are punished.
NCAA fashion, they're gonna screw over kids 5 years from now that had nothing to do with it. But Michigan could certainly try to do something to save face in the meantime. I think honestly, it is really interesting how deep it goes. Like Tennessee was aware of it. I think that's where it all came from, right? Was like a Tennessee message board person like brought it up or something. which I'm
Always
just
glad
telling
when
you.
Tennessee, gets to the bottom of cheating. I think they were the ones handing out McDonald's bags of cash before NIL.
I'm just
But
saying though,
no, I know what you mean.
message boards run deep, and sometimes those crazy
They
ass
do.
rumors end up being true. So
Mhm.
there is something to that. But like it does run very deep, which I thought that was crazy. And I agree with you, Ben. Like I thought it was hilarious. Some of the teams that they did try to rip off, like the Indianas and like the really shitty teams, and you're just like, why even waste your time? You know?
Did you guys actually hear this one piece of it? So Connor Stallions isn't always the one going to the games. If people don't know, he basically will pay people to go to the games and film it. They did send a guy to the Penn State UMass game, which was like a torrential downpour, and the guy who got paid $1,000 for travel expenses and ticket basically was like, "Fuck this, I don't care. This isn't worth it. I'm not being paid enough." So literally, like, it wasn't like the best thing in the world. It's like, hey, here's $1,000 for all of your expenses. And the guy's like, dude, I'm not getting paid enough to sit in the rain and film Penn State against UMass. Are you kidding me? But wild stuff.
Yeah, no, my favorite stuff so far from this whole saga has just been the fact that like Michigan has just been like, yeah, no, like we don't really have any real involvement with him that much. And you see these pictures of him standing directly next to
He's like
Harbaugh.
whispering. Yeah, he's like whispering in his ear. Like,
It's like you guys are such clowns, man. Like, but honestly, I think really all that we have to look forward to with anything would just be like self-imposed sanctions by Michigan, whether that's firing Harbaugh,
Yeah.
which
Send him to
I
the
don't.
Chargers, dude.
Yeah,
wins
that's the
are
ultimate
getting
punishment.
vacated. I promise you, wins are getting vacated. It's gonna just like Men in Black, like little like
Oh my god.
Yeah.
gone. You won't remember them anymore.
The real wrinkle is what like Ben said though, just like if the college football committee wanted to make a stand, they could. They've never done it before. When they certainly could have, but I don't know. I doubt we'll see anything from it. I think it's just a storyline for right now, but it's a juicy one for sure. Harbaugh has always been kind of a cheater, so this pans out.
100%.
He's always been a cheater.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
What else did he do?
There's always been like
Are
little things.
you thinking
like,
about when
every
Urban
stop he's
Meyer
gone.
cheated on his wife with the college girl in the bar? Or
Which time?
the one that was filmed pretty publicly last year, in the bar. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not even saying Harbaugh's not, but I didn't know he was like. Do we have anything really before this that's really that bad or like that's tangible?
I just feel like it's
been
always been a
arrested.
thing.
He should have been arrested for doing the sleepover with a kicking recruit a couple years ago.
That's what I thought. Even when you were talking about the violations, I'm like the treehouse violation. I'm like, I don't think it's a real violation. It's a weird violation. It's like a weird guy move for sure. Harbaugh's done a bunch of weird guy stuff, like a lot of like
milk he drinks.
A lot of like Harbaugh's definitely not allowed in my house type of stuff. But like, in general, he seems like as a coach normal somehow.
Well, you know how I feel about the whole Harbaugh family right now, anyway. So, like, I'm just a little
good again.
I don't know.
Bad again next week and good again.
We'll get into it here soon, but I have thoughts for sure. Outside of that, boys, what were your takeaways from this weekend in college football? I know, like Henny, you watched the Oregon game, Oregon Utah. That was surprising to me. I thought Utah would put up a bigger fight.
You got, bro. Everybody looks good against USC, man. That spread, all that looked like enticing, but your boy knew better.
Yeah,
Easy.
Big Pod didn't speak up last week and get in your ear a little bit. I don't know.
He didn't even want to talk about the games last week. We couldn't even get in his ear.
No,
he's like, what games? A bunch of stupid games. Oregon and Utah. No one wants to watch that. Stupid. He's like, I'd rather watch Harbaugh scout Indiana's ass off and whoop him by 50.
He was dead inside. It's okay.
But like I thought Oregon looked really good and really tough. And like I said, what I was trying to say last week is like, and this still goes for Penn State. Like for those teams that just lost a road game, like when they start to pile up wins like that still matters. And like they could still be back in this thing. So I thought that was an interesting result. Definitely a good showing by Oregon. I don't know what else jumped out this weekend.
Oklahoma losing was huge to Kansas. Watching Kansas fans throw the field goal post into the lake was awesome.
Love it. Always love that.
That's why you got to love college football right there. That kind of shit doesn't happen in the NFL.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. I feel like Ben, you've been kind of on it from the beginning that
Yeah.
Oklahoma were frauds anyway. So
No, it's just they hadn't played anybody.
besides
And
Texas.
well, and I didn't bet the spread on that one. I just took the over because it's the Red River rivalry. I mean, they've had some really good defense all year. That was obviously a surprising upset, but again, Big 12 and Pac-12. People forget Big 12 also does the same thing Pac-12 does. They always kind of self-cannibalize too, because it's been true the last couple of years that like Oklahoma before Lincoln Riley left, like they would lose one that they shouldn't lose.
Yeah.
But them going down pretty wild. Like I liked Kansas, but I didn't want to take the spread on it. Who knows, dude? Like it was like 9.5. There was obviously like the potential for the upset. Oklahoma only loses on the road, basically. Like I think it was like 5 of their last 7 losses before the weekend were on the road, and make it 6 of their last 8. Like they don't lose at home per se, except for like the other year when they were really bad. But
home they have that trailer. So
yeah, I mean, whenever the
once the schooner's out there, dude, you're like, yeah. I mean, well, we're not gonna lose in front of that thing. Yeah.
No, you can't, except for when it flips, which is still one of the best gifts.
Peeking out through that little hole, like, dude, that's embarrassing to lose that way. Yeah.
But that was a cool game. You had obviously UNC go down. That the shine just right off that program so quick. That's why you don't bet ACC. I did violate one of my rules, and I bet the under on an ACC game, the Pitt Notre Dame game. Notre Dame smoked the shit out of them, and Pat Narduzzi has officially lost the locker room. If you haven't paid attention to this, I don't expect people to follow like Pitt football Twitter.
Sure don't.
But he basically said like, we lost a lot of good players. Thought we had good players on the team. We don't. And all the players, yeah, dude, wild. All the players were like, okay, like literally, like they're like retweeting, like quote tweeting, and be like, you know, emojis, like all that fun stuff. So
just goes like full Owen Wilson and Wedding Crashers. He's like, yeah, we lost a lot of good men out there. Free agency, trades. I mean, you know, it could be anything. Yeah.
You know, it was wild though, but I don't know what happens to fall out of that. But Notre Dame smacked the shit out of Pitt. I mean, there obviously we have U of A in the title of this.
We're gonna talk about them boys for
sure.
Here you go. We're gonna talk about them for sure.
Don't you patronize us, bro?
Before we jump out of the ACC though, you know, Clemson's at 4-4. And did you hear that? Did you hear that radio call?
I didn't hear it. I saw it. I saw it all over Twitter. I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah, it is. It's guys, check it out. If you just want to hear Dabo like fighting with an AM radio caller, I mean, your ticket has arrived. And
was that the one that they were commenting about how much Dabo makes, and he's just like, I worked hard to get here.
Yeah, and he's basically like, I've been serving this country while you've been collecting 11.1 million, and you're 4-4, brother. If I could sum it up, but I mean, you should listen to it. It has its own context. There is like a little more language to it than that, but it is hilarious.
There's nothing better than, again, college football. Like, you know, I went to an NFL game this weekend where there was no life. College football is just full of life, no matter what.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you gotta love it, and especially in the South like that. Like, god damn.
They deserve better than what Dabo's given them. But there is one other thing before you guys jump into the Wildcats and whatever.
And whatever.
our darling boy Brian Ferentz has been unceremoniously kind of forced to resign. He had a statement, all those different things. Worth mentioning, the 3 prior weeks to this week, Iowa had set a record on a sports book for lowest point total over
ever
being set. Yes, they did it 3 consecutive weeks. In 3 consecutive weeks, they went under it still. Right now, you can get the Iowa under for this week, I believe, at 30.5. I've seen 29.5.
I was going to say 29.5 is what I saw.
It just depends on the book you're at. Yeah.
Lower. Everybody in the Price is Right studio. No, lower.
It's bad. You know, of course, this is the week that he's going to have some offensive explosion, like something stupid like that. Just because why not? He doesn't have the stress anymore of getting the 25 average points. I will say this about Brian Ferentz. He was an incredible offensive line coach. He'll get a job somewhere else. He'll just never be an offensive coordinator again. From 2012 to 2016, Iowa led the country and all these key statistics about blocking and all this fun stuff. So he'll get a job again. And if you ever see somebody mentioning oh, Brian Ferentz is here now, it's what? He's not going to be the OC, but he'll be an offensive line coach again.
Yeah, for sure. I saw somebody put on Twitter today that if Scott Frost really wants to challenge himself, he should take up the offensive coordinator position at Iowa, try to really rebuild his brand. I don't know. What do you boys think?
I mean, you talk about you want to go into a situation where the only way is up. And I thought that was the case going into the year. I'm like, there's no way they're worse. And they got so much worse. Everything's going to look better than what Brian Ferentz did.
How much involvement do you think Kirk had in this decision?
He probably was crying outside the AD's office, please don't let my baby boy go. And then stops, waves at the cancer kids, and then goes back to crying again. I fucking hate Iowa.
I know.
I mean,
the real ones know exactly the context of that waving, but if you don't, then you might be upset. But I think it's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's funny. Yeah. I'm sure he also had a quick bathroom break where he had to take his pants all the way down to his ankles before he went to the urinal. Yeah. So
we know how they do it. We've made it very clear on this podcast how Iowa fans piss.
But I am sad to see him
Wrong
go.
Way,
that was a really nice thing, right? It was nice to know that they had no offense for.
Did he notes app that retirement?
No, it was released by it was on it had a white background.
It did look kind of weird though, right?
Formatting was off. Maybe he did what was before Microsoft Word? You could do the notes thing on your computer. Maybe
this does make sense. He was probably using that's probably what he was using too. That's the thing. It would be very Iowa to not have an Apple phone and be oh no, it's it is Notes app. It's just for a Samsung Galaxy 2G program that we got
on the computer, takes a picture of it with his phone.
Something super
a little
weird.
bit of glare.
I'm Claris works. My God.
Oh God. Well, I mean, we knew it was coming, right? We kept a counter for a while. He had one big week, proceeded to drop no points against Penn State, and then just has never been the same since. So,
did Penn State kill him? I think we kind of did.
I think he killed himself. This might be suicide. So yeah. One other coach before we jump into U of A, it's U of A related, but Kevin Sumlin got arrested. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh yeah, a little
yeah.
Was it DUI or disorderly conduct? I can't remember.
DUI.
Yeah.
Yep. DUI. And anybody that does follow the Cats could tell you that this was only a matter of time. He's been known to be a little bit of a booze hound. And we don't want to speak too poorly of him because the guy has his own demons, but it's just crazy, man. Finally catching up to him. What is he an assistant offensive coordinator at Maryland? Is that his job title?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, he gets a DUI and then Maryland loses this past weekend. So who's to say? Maybe he was a big part.
He was Money Manziel's coach. He could be kind of integral to offensive explosions for Talia Tagovailoa. Who knows?
Yeah. Does this mean they also take away his license to ride in the swag copter since he's got a little DUI, or do they put a breathalyzer in the swag copter?
I don't think probably.
Do they have a swag copter at Maryland? Are we sure?
They
had probably has a flag all over it.
I don't have one here, but that was head coach money.
Well, he's still making money from us and A&M. So
yeah, no, he's been doing fine money wise. It's just a bump, dude. I mean, it just sucks. It's not surprising, and it's just it's just not shocking though, as you mentioned.
I was so excited when Arizona made that hire. I was like, oh my God, we are going to be so good. And then he brought Noel Mazzoni with him, and it just went to shit. So ruined Khalil Tate's whole career, and now his career's over. So no, that was wild to see though. I know. Khalil Tate actually put out a tweet today about Mr. October, and he put the Spider-Man meme, and it was Noah and him. I thought that was kind of cool.
It is cool. So, 14 forever in my heart, buddy.
Did you ever watch Khalil Tate much at all, Ben?
Yeah, dude. I'm a college football degenerate. Like at the end of the day, I've seen all the different things. It's just like I obviously wasn't as attached to Khalil Tate. I think I remember watching like U of A, ASU when I first moved out here, and I'm like, oh, that guy's not bad. And then nothing ever happened again. And then you guys got JDL, and I'm like, okay, that guy's kind of got something.
Some
Now you guys
juice.
got now you guys got Fifita. So
Or Fifita,
Yeah.
Fajita, who knows?
depending on if you ask us or ESPN.
Dude, ESPN had a rough night. They certainly did.
God, it's so bad.
Yeah. We're making Ben a kind of a closet U of A fan episode by episode. I don't know if the audience is paying attention to that. He's starting to pay attention to us a little bit more.
I don't know that he is.
Dude, I sense it. I sense it a little bit.
No, I think
I
he has to
didn't
listen
bet
to this
on
podcast while he's here. I don't know. If it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know if that counts. Like, but
Dude, so U of A did win back-to-back ranked opponents taken down, beat Wazoo at Wazoo a couple weeks ago. We covered that. But then Oregon State comes in this week, which Oregon State's a good team. Awesome offensive line. That's what I was really impressed with. Their offensive line is insane, coached by a former U of A offensive line coach under Rich Rod. I can never say his name right. It's like Michalzik or something like that.
Danny McBride.
Yeah, sure. Danny McBride. Absolutely. Great running game. And then DJ's been playing a lot better. DJ looked like Clemson DJ against U of A. Again, I'm going to say it, and I'm sure, John, you'll echo it. Arizona's secondary is pretty legit. They are very, very well coached, and they held DJ in check all game. There were no big plays to be had.
yeah, and I love that stable of running backs, man. Honestly, like the way the offensive line moves bodies and the way that group of running backs runs behind that offensive line is by far the most exciting thing I've seen in Arizona football. We talked about the defense the last couple weeks, and like I'm not taking any shine away from that because that has been incredible. But now they're starting to complement it with an actual run game. On top of the fact that they're moving the ball with Fifita, and it's big boy football. It's real football. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's not a gimmick. There's no tricks. It's just we just line up, show up, and play football and win. And it's been a lot of fun to watch.
Remember, it used to be the joke whenever we would play like out of conference games against like Oklahoma State or insert Midwestern team here, and they would get off the bus and they would be so much bigger than anybody on Arizona. Arizona is like just as big as any of those teams now. That offensive line is massive. Your boy Jordan Morgan was out there doing the damn thing. He had that one block. I don't know if you can recall this play, Henny, but like they did like a little bubble screen or something.
Yeah.
And he was moving, bro. He got all the way out there and blocked his ass off, blocked a guy into the freaking sideline. And then Wendell Moe, he's like 6'2", 340 pounds. Like we haven't had size like this ever. Savanea had a tough game at right tackle, but he is also like that guy we've never had an offensive lineman that looks like him. 6'5", 340 pounds. Yeah, just massive Polynesian boys that just kick ass. It's cool to see, dude. I agree with you, though, that running back room, DJ Williams really helped ice the game. I thought it was also hilarious that the day of the game it came out that the most interesting thing about DJ Williams, other than the fact that he's played for both Auburn and Florida State, is the fact that he has a lifted truck with like 40-inch rims on it, and he says he wishes that he could make it bigger. I was like, that is the most SEC running back thing ever. And he played like an SEC running back that night. Those runs at the end of the game there where he was just pushing it forward and getting those first downs, that was awesome. And then you had Coleman doing the thing. He was great. But then, what's his name? The guy that came back.
Wiley,
thank you. Michael Wiley coming back. Like, my God, those touchdowns he had were just sick, I don't know who you really even start, if you even have a starter necessarily.
No, that's the best part, right? There's like they're getting to all of it. It's the full complement. You're getting third down back type play, of what you would expect in the NFL from Wiley, and then you're getting like ground and pound from the other two boys. Like it's just, I mean, it's just. So I really haven't seen anything like. I honestly, am kind of stunned watching it.
No,
It's still
yeah.
hard, and it all starts with the job that Jed Fish has done in those uniforms. I mean, I think getting rid of the silly ass uniforms, and now they're teasing they might. Are they going to put the cactus logo on the helmet on Saturday or what?
If they do, you might die. You might be
I
just.
know. Do I just die right away?
This might be your favorite season in like 15
Do
years, dude.
I just burn the house down and then collect the insurance money and leave town? Like, what do I do? Yeah, no, I like if they do that. I mean, and go to a bowl game. I mean, they've just done it everything that I could possibly imagine this season.
Is
So
Noah Fifita the most improved player in the conference? Is that a thing the Pac-12 even does?
I don't know. I was gonna say, I'm like, I'm not even sure how to like gauge that. Like, he wasn't really a guy that played, so he's like most improved by just getting opportunity. Like, is that how they give out that award? I don't know. But look, the kid's got an opportunity to run this for a while, and I keep saying like kid, like they're just children. But like they're kids. We can't get mad at them, right? When you're gambling on them, Ben. And then like they're just kids, like right? Like it's like they're just kids. So, but no, I'm just thrilled, man. I'm just like so happy watching Arizona football. I really can't even explain it. It looks like a well-run machine. It's just there's nothing stupid happening. That's the
No,
biggest thing I can take away. It
there's no
just makes sense.
distractions. I'll give Jaden Delore a lot of credit. He's certainly got his job taken from him, and he's been super good about it the whole time. For me, dude, like I think I have an emotional attachment to the team simply because we are close to a couple of guys on the team, and like it's been really cool. A kid that has given us a lot of love, like, is just really taken off. That's really cool, and that's why like I have to tune in every week to see this kid play. And I'll give him credit too, man. He's handling it way better than I would have at 20, 21 years old. I would have been a mess. I would have been the most obnoxious person in the world. And he's been very, very professional. So I'm excited to see where this team goes, especially going into a weak Big 12 next year. I think they could really do some damage if they can keep the squad together. But I will say, speaking of message boards, the USC message boards are already saying, "Hey, what do we got to do to get Fafita and T Mac on USC next year?" So,
Couple mil, dude, and get Snoop Dogg and meet him at the airport. That's how they got Jordan Addison.
yeah, I had to take a screenshot of that and send it to Noah, but he didn't say too much about it, so nothing to report back. I
Could be a
just
bad
put Jesus
sign.
Christ. Yeah, I put Jesus Christ, and then we just started talking about the Ravens. So, but I
By the
love it.
way, U of A is a plus 120 home dog money line next week against UCLA.
Yeah.
Spreads at 2.5.
I'm fine with it. Keep it going, dude.
We just keep printing
Value
money,
play.
buddy.
Yeah.
I think I talked to you about a couple weeks ago about what we do on homecoming. I think the receipts are out there. If you want to find them, we're dangerous. Careful what you wish for, UCLA.
UCLA does have a very prolific pass rush. I will say that. Very, very good. But when you run the ball as well as Arizona, that is kind of the medicine of that. Am I wrong? That's kind of what you have to do.
No, you're not wrong, brother.
And then just
Running the
open up
ball is
that
the
play
medicine for
action.
everything.
Yep. So that's something Arizona certainly can do. It'll be interesting. Very, very looking forward to watching that game. Do we know it's a night game for sure if it's homecoming, right?
It is 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, so East Coasters will have lots of fun with it. It's going to be most people probably haven't watched a lot of Dante Moore out of Martin Luther King Jr. High School in Detroit, Michigan, but he was a 5-star recruit.
He's awful.
He's not good, but
He's so bad.
in theory, he's got the arm. It's just, does the arm do what the mind wants?
I don't even know if he'll start though, because Ethan Garbers has been starting, I think, the last couple of games.
Honestly, I don't. I watched a couple games of Dante Moore, and I'm like, oh god. Ugh.
Yeah, he's bad, dude. I remember when he committed to UCLA, it was a massive deal.
Dude, forgot to mention, Nebraska has sat Sims and has looked good, by the way. I know that's kind of the culmination bow on it. Like, maybe Jeff Sims wasn't all I thought he was. I guess the coaching staff disagreed with me and they've decided to go a different direction. Just wanted to throw that out there. I didn't want to ignore that. I will own that. I am, and probably the sole supporter of Jeff Sims still.
Big Ten West is wide open. Who's your pick there, Big Ten guy?
Are they starting the?
It's gonna be Iowa. It's a disgusting thing. It'll be Iowa.
Are they starting the former walk-on, the one guy from Nebraska? I guess I remember watching watching the Nebraska-Colorado game, and the fun fact was like Nebraska has never had a quarterback that has been from Nebraska play for them. And then he went in there and just was awful. So I'm wondering, is he the guy now?
Probably not. I honestly don't know. I've been protesting ever since, Sims was benched. So I just averted my eyes and kind of refused to look at that. But I saw message board fodder that was like, is Nebraska undefeated if we don't start Sims? So while we've been on the message board stuff all year, it's like, okay, maybe.
I love college football. That's always the best. I could read every college board because it's always that. It's like, dude, we're basically one stupid decision of starting the All-American quarterback from being undefeated in probably the national championship game.
And Arizona is just as guilty of that, by the way. The whole message board for Arizona is like, well, we just started Fifita from the beginning. We'd probably have maybe one loss. Yeah, I've said that, dude.
I cannot tell you how many times I've seen 7-0 texted to me like we're this close to being 7-0, or I'm like, which is fine. I don't, hey man, I'm an optimist too, but hilarious.
Yeah, but college football honestly is the superior experience over the NFL.
It's not even close. Yeah, tell us about your stupid time at the NFL's boring ass stadium.
Yeah, no, I that's what I was getting at. Was I went to the Ravens Cardinals game, and before Ben makes a snarky comment about how that's just how Ravens games are, or some stupid shit like that. Cardinal fans, I get that your team sucks ass.
If you say running back right now, he'll cry.
I'll shut this bitch down.
Were you guys healthy for this game? Like I thought you had everybody back.
I think the only person we were missing
because you didn't cover, and good teams win, but great teams cover. So go ahead.
Let me cover my team, Ben. We'll get to your shit team in a minute. All right. No, what I was gonna say is Arizona. I get that you guys are having an awful season. All right. But in all reality, that stadium, that fucking airplane hangar of a stadium, it was like 40 to 50% Ravens fans. It was empty. It was devoid of life.
That's Arizona sports. Yeah. Dude, I can't tell you how many sporting events I've gone to as a away fan and been in the majority in Arizona.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just how it is.
I'll give you credit. Steeler fans just freaking pour into stadiums regardless.
Yeah.
Right.
So Steeler fans are born in Scottsdale too, which is wild. But no, the thing with Arizona is people don't understand is it's a transplant state, right? Like all of you guys came from somewhere else and ruined it. And it used to be really nice here. But what you guys will always just take away is that you're like, oh, we own these stadiums now, blah, 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 which is fine. And I totally understand it. And you're not wrong in any of that. But people just forget there's just not that many people that are originally from here.
Yeah. My buddy,
so it's just we're fighting uphill all the time. But go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
My buddy that I went to the game with, which you've met him before, John, my buddy Tyler, he huge Arizona sports fan, the biggest you can be. He runs the Cardinals fan travel group and whatever. He's gone to he's going to almost every World Series game. He goes to all the Suns playoff games, whatever. He told me that the night before the game, he went to the D-backs. You know how they do it. They win a big game. They come back from on the road and the fans greet him at the airport. He told me there were 20 fans there. 20. The team's in the World Series. Just won a massive game in Texas. 20 people. So Ben might be onto something. Maybe Arizona sports. I will say this, though.
It's true. No, it's true. There's not that many people from it's a transplant state.
But what I will say, though, is that Arizona is a basketball state.
It is with the Suns, yes. It's different with the Suns. It hits different because they're an OG team.
Yeah. 68, they put on for their Suns. Everything else, it's just kind of they root from their couch. So
there's a big difference between 68, 98, when the Cardinals showed up in 89. There's that difference does matter. To me, the Cardinals are just some transplant bunch of losers, which is why I was never a Cardinal fan. I'll just give you the quick rundown. The Suns have always been in my blood, right? The Diamondbacks came around. I was there for their first win in 98, so I'm attached to it. But I'm old compared to most people that are from here. I'm an old Arizonan. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I get I don't know. That's the thing is we have we have snowbirds. We have folks like you, and then like really, it's no big deal. We're happy to have you, to be honest. But the reality is, you're not coming here and adopting our teams. You're bringing your own stuff with you, which is fine because then we can eat your pierogies or whatever. But
pierogies are great. It's Polish,
that's what I
bro.
mean.
Come on, dude. I'm gonna fucking hit you in the head, dude. They're incredible.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I like eating pierogies. Like, it's great that we get other stuff, but like, I just wish you'd adopt our teams.
Yeah,
I thought about it. I actually said this week, I was like, I probably should have like taken this opportunity to get on the Diamondbacks, because I've been protesting the Pirates pretty much ever since they refused to pay anybody more than a janitor's salary. But how was I supposed to know they were going to be good? Dude, they were trash when I got here. So were the Pirates. I'm like,
we have a terrible owner. He hasn't like paid anybody, and he's like not trying to do anything but move the Diamondbacks out of state. So it's really easy to not be a Diamondbacks fan right now, even if you're from Arizona.
Coyotes are going to be gone. Like, literally, they voted to not keep the NHL team in Tempe. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
no, we're keeping them. Stupid. We're keeping them in spite of Canada. We're keeping the Coyotes forever.
Quebec would very much like to have them. I promise.
Oh, I know, and I just love the idea that they're just so sad, just looking at our sad little franchise here in Phoenix rot away.
Canadian bastards. They don't even want to be part of Canada. They already hate life as it is.
How was the rest of your experience? We're getting really detracted, but like, how was the rest of your experience, by the way?
No, it is funny though that you mentioned, Henny, that like you don't even count the Cardinals as like really a local team, because it was hilarious to me that like all over the stadium you see like the oldest team in the NFL, blah 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 blah, and I'm like,
from where?
We really holding on to that? Like the Chicago Cardinals? Like, really, are we doing that? But dude, that stadium was just devoid of life. Like, anytime the Cardinals would do anything well, there would be no cheers. Anytime that the Ravens did anything, that it was like a home game. And Ben, I'm sure you know this. Like, it's a big Baltimore thing when they're doing the national anthem. They do the big "oh" or whatever. You should have seen the Cardinal fans.
Disrespectful, but sure.
Yeah, I mean,
sounds like it. I've never even heard of this, but it does sound terrible.
It's
Francis Scott Key didn't write that in there, but whatever.
But it was hilarious because you should have seen the Cardinal fans. They were just in utter shock. They thought somebody got shot, dude. It was hilarious. But it was depressing as fuck, dude, because it was no life in that stadium. The game was boring as shit. Like, the Ravens did not play well. Again, like Harbaugh, like, I don't know how much of it's really on him, but like, it's just like always a theme with him every season is like, the moment we get momentum, we have a huge win against Detroit, we come back the next week and just have a stinker. So I don't know how much of that falls on him, but like it gets old. Lamar was very good. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the replay of his touchdown pass to Mark Andrews.
Sick.
He literally threw it off one freaking leg, like Mahomes-esque, but you don't hear about it because it's not Mahomes.
Running back.
So.
Yeah.
Your quarterback
I listened to last week's episode where we were talking about the Lions missing their running back, and just the fact that we said running back while you're talking the Ravens and you lose your shit is hilarious to me. So if you just say running back anywhere around the 5-minute segment that is the Ravens segment, Dugan will fire back at you, whether you're talking about Jim Brown or Lamar Jackson. He don't care.
Speaking of running back, though, and Ben, shut your fucking mouth. We do need a running back. Like, Gus Edwards is good. He had 3 touchdowns, but
you have J.K. Dobbins.
I'm a boot man. Like, I swear to God.
Do you really need a running back though?
Yes,
you really think that's the ticket for you guys? You're not going to trade for Odell Beckham?
Is this just a shit on Dugan fest, dude? Like,
I don't know, but I'm like legit. All right, seriously though, like, this is like, I asked you this last week, and I'm still. You really think it's like a running back? Like, it's not. There's nowhere else that like.
No. There's 2 things I would do. Well, earthquake. 2 things I would do. I'm either trading for a running back, which apparently the Titans are too fucking brain dead to trade Derrick Henry. I don't know if you guys heard about that today. They had an agreement in place with Baltimore, and the owner shut it down. The owner of the Titans.
They got a quarterback now, baby. They're back.
Yeah, Will Levis. Ben has many a thought on that, I'm sure. But that got shut down. Giants did lose, so maybe Saquon's on the market. I would literally piss my pants if we traded for Saquon.
I'd be so fucking angry. I'd be so fucking angry.
now I really want it to happen.
Yeah, I'd get that. Yeah, I'd be like, now I'm in on Saquon. Okay, so
Yeah,
like,
actually, I
so
want
now there's a
Saquon
back I'm
way more
excited
than
about
Derrick
you having.
Henry. Yeah.
Nothing else makes sense, but if you get Saquon, I'm in now.
Yeah. Or I would be down to trade for like an edge rusher. Like I think anytime you can never have
Yeah,
enough
that's
edge
all.
rushers.
Yeah, like have as many of those guys as you can. I'm with you there. Yeah.
Everything else, I think we're pretty set at. Like wide receiver, like Odell can't catch a touchdown. Like he gets mugged every time he's in the end zone, and he's just too much of a prima donna to like not let it affect him.
I'm a big fan of his 0 yards and like 17 minutes of camera time. I love
it's
the Beck. It's such a great experience. OBJ's back. I think he's back, dude.
Be at the game, and it's even more annoying because you just see it in person where he's just throwing a tantrum on the. We just scored a touchdown. He's throwing a tantrum on the sideline because he didn't get the touchchashdown. It's just like,
well, his dad's got to have montage material, dude. Like that's
I know his dad's just hurting for material. Rashad Bateman's coming back, and he had an incredible catch last week. He's starting to kind of turn it back on. Zay Flowers is incredible, much better than Quentin Johnson. Though Quentin had a big game. He had a nice game, dude, against the Bears. So I can't.
You're talking about Rashad Bateman like he's a fucking world beater, dude.
Come on. Dude, I mean, Zay Flowers is the number one wide receiver in that room. He won't admit it, but he's like, for some reason, our rookie wide receiver is popping off in our receiver one position because no one else can actually catch a ball. So they're throwing it behind the line of scrimmage to this guy so he can run for 70 yards after the catch after he gets a freaking block from a right tackle swinging out there. And I got to hear it like, well, we're just lining up wide receivers, developing kids to throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage behind guards. Get out of here.
He is good, though. He is very good. Mark Andrews, incredible. Fuck you, Eddie.
I'm not even saying he's bad, but like the argument is absolutely lunatic.
I will say this. If there was a way to get like Devontae out of the hellscape that is fucking
how much
Vegas.
cap space you got, bro? Jesus.
Yeah, it's not happening.
No, cap's not real. I've been telling you this. You can trade for wherever you want, dude. It's all monopoly money in the NFL. None of this is real.
Yeah, dude.
They're like, actually, somehow the Chargers are the third team and they want to pay this bill. I'm like, we do?
Yeah. It's the Wolf of Wall Street meme. It's a Wazzy, it's a Woozy, it's a nothing, But
yeah,
that would be sick. I'd be down for that, of course. But honestly, no, I want a running back. I know Saquon, like, bring him home. All right.
I think if it's Saquon, it's different.
Home.
Derrick Henry makes no sense to me.
He would look so good in purple. No, I know he's home already, Ben. Even though his dad showed up to the game in Jets gear, which, God, and
hey, that's Lehigh Valley.
Just weird dudes.
All right.
So let's make sure we don't forget about the Jets. The Jets did win. They punted 20 times and won a game. Good for the Jets. That was our Jets minute.
We got that out of the way for Hesse. All right, cool.
That was our Jets minute.
I forgot to mention, I might be addicted to a new bet, and it's trying to bet on which team will have the lowest score that week. I bet on the Steelers to have the lowest score of all the games combined. I think they finished third in scoring, which was very disappointing because I'm sitting there, I'm actively rooting for a Giants Jets touchdown, and I'm like field goal. But I'll probably do that every week now. That's a new bet. That was like,
who was the worst?
I think it was Atlanta and.
I mean, Jets Giants was 17 points.
No. Texans Panthers. Panthers was low scoring.
Yeah, 13-12. That was a rough game.
His 30 was pretty damn low.
Jets Giants was rough too, though. The Giants literally had -8.
I think they got to 28 or something like that. Yeah, that one was like
that was bad. Also, the fact that the Giants, their third string backup, Ben, you know him. He was Illinois quarterback.
The
most aggressively Italian
as shit.
Ever. Yeah, straight out of The Sopranos. Like that was cool. I wish he was better at football, but it was cool that he was quarterbacking the Giants.
You need those guys from time to time. You just like the guys like who?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he played for Rutgers. No way. And it's like one game in the NFL playing, and it's like done. It's selling insurance.
I loved all the tweets on Twitter where the people were like, yeah, if you think you could ever complete a pass in the NFL, a guy that literally played for Rutgers and Illinois at a pretty decent level just had -8 passing yards in the NFL. So,
I mean, it is hard, a little bit harder than you think. Yeah, I do think it is a little harder than people think.
Yeah, Chargers had a nice game though, dude. I didn't get to watch it. I was on my way back from the game, but they blew out one of the worst
Yeah, they
teams in the league.
cruised. Yeah, we played bad teams. We're pretty solid. Like we should
Yeah.
have. How many times more do we get to play the Bears?
Yeah, can we do that again?
I was like, yeah. I mean, if we're playing the Bears, we're not that bad.
Yeah, Badgett didn't have a very good game, right?
No, he struggled. They never really looked like very proficient on offense. Even when they did, he threw a good ball, and I couldn't tell you the name of the wide receiver because he's a Bears wide receiver, and he just, of course, fell. Wide open, and just was like, oh, dude, there's no way I could stand up in the end zone. I'll just fall.
It was basically just DJ Moore out there.
Bears.
You guys were just
DJ
double covering him.
That guy should get traded. Like he should be begging to get traded.
Well, he already did get traded.
I know he should beg again because he's like not getting like he needs a room with a quarterback so badly because I think he's really good.
Yeah, he is very good. I will say the best wide receiver in football right now is AJ Brown, and I'm not just saying that because he's on my fantasy team. That dude, what does he have now? Like 5 straight games of 125 plus yards. Like
I still want Tyreek Hill.
Insane. I mean,
I still think Tyreek Hill's the dude. But I mean, I hear your point because I mean AJ Brown's in the conversation, but I just cannot believe how good Tyreek Hill is week after week, year after year of my life.
Yeah,
none of you guys would want Rashad Bateman. I don't understand. Rashad Bateman's up there, dude.
Fun fact: I saw Rashad Bateman one time in Scottsdale exiting his Maserati, so that was cool. That was the last time he was healthy too. So, who's to say I didn't curse him? AJ Brown's touchdown though against the
Commanders was wild.
Worst name in history.
I know it's bad. They need to change it.
Yeah, but that was insane. Again. Threw it, tapped it to himself and then caught it. Cowboys looked incredible. They are such a weird team. You want to talk about teams that just look great one week and look like a puddle of piss the next, but they looked incredible. But then you had your Pittsburgh Steelers, Ben, and you got Mitch Trubisky for a little bit now.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick, dude. I love it. It's cool. That's a rough one, dude. I did watch this one. Somehow my kids let me watch this one on the large TV. Not on my iPhone.
Congrats.
Yeah, tons of excitement. Season. Yeah. Pittsburgh, you would have thought that the refs were being paid directly by Jacksonville. There were some questionable calls. I get it. But the only thing I really want to speak about, I would say, is George Pickens is AB the fourth. There's been a long line of diva receivers ever since Antonio Clown has shown up. First it was Antonio Clown getting concussed or whatever, and then you had Juju Smith-Schuster, and then you had Chase Claypool. Yeah, TikTok boy, and then you had douchey maple syrup Chase Claypool. Remember when Mapletron was going to be a thing? Yeah, like shut the fuck up, dude.
Remember when he said, what did he say? Lose, never heard of her, and then he proceeded to get traded and hadn't won a game for like a year and a half.
He's so bad.
He's a bad Dolphin now, right?
Yeah.
He's a tight end.
The Bears were like,
that's right. Congratulations.
He did have a good rookie year, but and then he spiraled. But George Pickens, if you didn't see it, literally pulled a Chase Claypool where he has an absurd acrobatic catch on the edge of the sideline, and his second foot was not in. It was close enough that he should have known better. And instead of running the ball out so they can snap the ball, he's like doing like the LeBron to the crowd, like, look at me. Oh my God, I'm the greatest. Yeah, he's like, are you not entertained? And it's like, no, dude, it wasn't a catch, you idiot. They review it and it's overturned. So George Pickens is a piece of shit. Matt Canada's a piece of shit. Kenny Pickett's a piece of shit. The whole team's a piece of shit. And that's it. Yep. Steelers. Woo.
Jags are good though.
Yeah,
they are pretty solid.
Yeah, they're kind of great. A little mini wagon.
Kirk Cousins is dead.
Yeah, that sucks. You're talking to a guy that just traded for Hawkinson and JJ, but the one
Jameis might get traded. Jameis might get traded. Yep.
There will not be a person on the globe happier than the man right below me. Like Henny will lose his shit. Okay.
I would love to see Jameis in purple, dude. Because the one thing that people forget about Jameis is that it's not that he loves football. It's that he loves playing football.
I love that I sent you that clip today. That shit was there's nobody better in the NFL for
There's no one better at these clips, dude. Like it is like Dude, he's looking that camera dead in the eye, telling people that it's like not that he likes football,
but it's the way he said it too.
he
He's
likes
just like
playing
he's
football.
so excited. He's like, time away. I knew I loved football, but you know what? I know I love playing football.
Yeah, bro, me too, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
My favorite part about basketball is playing it. Like if they let me, I'd still be doing that. Jameis, damn it! I know. The best part is playing.
Can you imagine a Jameis and Justin Jefferson locker room? God, that would be fun as shit, dude. You want to talk about tantrums, Ben? Oh my
Dude.
god.
Oh wait. Who was
Kurt passing the chains to Jameis? That's gold.
Oh, never mind. AJ Brown came out as a flat earther this week, right?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Probably.
What did he say? Like he pulled the Kyrie and the Shaq.
He's talking about the Rockets. He's like, Rockets never go straight, and it's like, if anything, that's kind of proof of concept, big dog. Like,
that's when Dugan moved. That's what was weird is that came out, and then Dugan texted me right after. He's the best wide receiver in football, is he not? You connect the dots however you want to. Yeah.
To go on record, I'm not a flat earther. The Earth is round. Okay.
Could have fooled me, man. Could have fooled me. Yeah.
Why do athletes keep doing this, dude? Like, read a book.
Know, dude.
Like, god damn. I know you didn't have to in college, but god, man, like, read a book. It was an interesting NFL weekend, but that does suck for Kirk. He was having like the best year of his career. Cut short. A lot of Achilles injuries this year, man. It's crazy.
I know.
A-Rod was out there like throwing the ball around and stuff, though. Like that was weird,
Yeah, he seems like he's getting the good stuff over there in Germany or wherever he's going. It seems like maybe he'll be back, maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was a fun NFL weekend. The thing I did want to finish on, though, this is kind of like a Ben Crownover special, throwing him a bone a little bit, only because it intrigued me. But the Adam Johnson stuff, Ben, you want to enlighten Henny because he hadn't heard about it.
Yeah, so this weekend on live TV, a professional hockey player died. He was basically kicked in the throat by a skate, and his jugular was slit, and he died.
On the
pretty
ice.
aggressive on the ice. The thing is, I've had a lot of people ask me questions about it, and it's actually relatively common for these things to happen, all things being considered. But you don't typically see a forward have it happen. It's almost always a goalie. And that's why goalies will wear like neck shields. So if you look at like goalies that have like a swinging plastic shield, it's because there have been, I think, 2 or 3 in the last 20 years where it's like that happened. But this is honestly like the first one I can remember where it was actually fatal. I'm not going to get into like the conspiracy theories around. Very bad. They almost always are, by the way. Like, I'm not saying to go look at these up, but if you like that part of the internet, like you'll go look it up now. But like, there's this guy who kicked him is widely considered one of the dirtiest players in the league. And there's a lot of people questioning whether it was intentional, which I think is kind of absurd to ask right now. But like, if you watch it in slow motion, it doesn't really make sense. There are freak accidents in hockey. It is rare to see a forward have this happen. But you don't typically, like, amazingly, like of the 3 that I know of prior to this or that I remember, this is like the only fatality. But yes, hockey's dangerous, right? You got razor blades on your feet. And if you get, I don't know, it's a bummer thing to end on, but it's just, there were some really cool moments. The hockey community is like a really cool, like, it's very connected. It's a small like sports community versus all the other sports where it's like, oh, who knows these people? Like, but I think about like the Humboldt bus crash and all those different things, and like people leaving sticks on the front porch whenever that stuff was going on. But the Penguins tonight, he was a former Penguin player, wasn't very good, and that's why he was playing overseas.
They were playing in England, right?
Yeah, but the kind of cool, like they did a like a final cheer for Adam Johnson, which I thought was pretty touching, instead of just like a moment of silence. Like, like the stadium went absolutely ape shit. Like, just some cool stuff. Obviously, like prayers to his family, all those things. But there will probably be more coming out. There's a lot of people online, yelling for like homicide, manslaughter, all this fun stuff.
Dude,
it's
gonna roundhouse kicked him, bro. Like, it looked. I don't watch hockey, and
I know.
It looked bad.
I don't want to assume that though, because that would be like
It's
one of the.
unfair, you know.
It's if you blast it, like I mean I know we're doing this shit with Harbaugh, but it's different. Harbaugh is stealing signs. Like this dude's being accused of murder intentionally. If you watch it in slow motion, it does not do him any favors. But weird shit happens in hockey, and there's sticks on the ice near his right foot. It's possible, kind of caught an edge type thing, but it's not a good video. But yeah, pretty intense, tough weekend for the hockey community. If you are a goalie, always get your neck protector because it's happened more than you would think. I don't know what happens in terms of fallout from this. There's investigations happening, whatever. But for right now, just think about Adam Johnson and his family.
Yeah, it was tough, man, for sure. I couldn't believe it. And I was just coming off a hockey high, dude. I sent you a picture on Friday. I went to a hockey game after many years of an absence, and I was kind of ready to watch some hockey. And now I'm kind of like, holy shit, dude! Like maybe not, So prayers out to his family. It's a rough look, but I'm sure that the hockey community will come together for it. So
If you want to end on a high note, though, I want to say that since I have protested Big Pod, I didn't get to mention it yet. I have gone 23-10-0 in the last 2 weeks, ever since I stopped letting Dugan persuade me to bet on things too early. There's a lot of lines, and I have some things in my bet slip right now, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a second. I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to not bet
the responsible
ACC.
thing. Yeah.
I'm back, baby. I'm running hot right now. So I don't even know if you guys
2 years ago, I was telling you just to wait. What are you doing with all these early lines? You think you're so smart.
Big Pod, bro. They'll get you.
I have never once been like, you have to put your picks out on a Tuesday.
Well, I was putting them out on a Sunday for you, bud. So,
overachiever.
Just like Harbaugh didn't know what Stallions was doing. You weren't aware of the pressure you were putting on me to perform. So
that Duke football, those heavy hands.
Yeah, dude. Heavy lies the crown, right?
You're pushing on. Yeah, man. I was like, damn, dog. I was like,
these headphones are real heavy right now, dude.
I'm back and I'm very excited. Things have been good. Feels good again to have people being like, "Oh, hey, dude, like, thanks for the picks," because nobody was saying that.
What are you going this week?
Shut the fuck up! I'm not doing any of that, dude. Big Pod, kill my dog like the ATF, dude. I don't know what you're gonna do to me next, but
all right, boys. Well, hey, it's been a fun weekend in sports. We got obviously NFL weekend. We got college football kind of coming to a close here soon. Season,
don't say that.
We have we got 3 weeks left in the regular season. Can't believe that already. That's insane.
We got a month before bowl season cranks up.
Yep.
We'll be good.
We got Arizona homecoming, so Henny's going to be locked into that. NBA
3 more wins from your Diamondbacks. 3 more wins from your Diamondbacks.
We need 3 more. What do we got? 1 more at home? No, 2 more at home. Right?
2 more at home.
Yep. So theoretically,
win the next 2 at home.
Close it out in Texas.
Take 1 on the road. Sometimes we do things in game 7s. It's fine. That's how we do it. Sometimes,
yep. So Bush did throw out the first pitch, so it's looking good for us. History does tend to repeat itself. And then what else do we got? NBA, like I said, college basketball starting to get started here. It's a good time to be a sports fan. So make sure you guys are tuning in. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button on Spotify, Apple, whatever you guys are listening to this on. And then follow us on all social medias. We're on X. I say it every week, but Henny kills the game there. Instagram, we just continue to grow. I think we're over 4,000 followers now. And then, follow us on YouTube. Like I said, follow us on Facebook, TikTok. We're on everything. So we're going to be putting out Ben's picks here on Tuesday. So make sure you're looking out for that. Follow him. Make sure you're tailing him. He for sure won't put this on me if he has a bad week, but because he's not going to have a bad week. He's going to kill it. He's on a heater. He's going to keep it going. Don't worry about Big Pod. All right. Listen to Little Pod. But other than that, boys, you have any other parting words?
No. I appreciate the tasty boy himself shouting out the Rangers, but I'm just look, man, it's Diamondbacks. Like, we're doing this. We threw it on the last pod that we were going to go into Philly and win 2. We're going to find a way to win these 3, and we're going to get it done. By the time we come back, will be World Series champions.
I will extend an invitation to our tasty boy. If the Rangers do end up winning some way, somehow, he is more than welcome to come on the pod and gloat. So, all right.
Fair enough.
Good luck the rest of the week, boys. Good luck on your picks, Ben. Adios. Have a good week. Bye.